Welcome, welcome, welcome. Or welcome back. Or welcome for the first time viewer. I don't know who you are. I'm talking to myself. It's a sign of madness. I'm not losing it, you know. I'm still holding it together. I'm still here, haven't left, but I'm guessing you're out there, and I'm not just spending the next 20 minutes blabbing on to myself, looking at myself in a phone or a camera. That would be madness, you know. Spending your day looking at yourself and talking to yourself. Actually, I do that quite a bit. Welcome. Day 12. Oh, how exciting. You never thought we would get to day 12, but we are. We're on day 12. Looking at Mark's Gospel, still on chapter 1, which is my most favourite chapter of the whole Gospel. Chapter 1. That's why I'm spending so long in chapter 1. I don't want to leave it, even though we've got another month before we do so. But I like chapter 1 of Mark's Gospel. So, day 12, Mark's Gospel, chapter 1. Day 2 of my unshaved look. And day 463 since lockdown. I hope you're coping. And you haven't murdered anyone yet. Don't murder anyone. It's not worth it. Just take yourself into another room, or step out on the back doorstep, and breathe, and count to 100, and then go back in. And then if you feel the tension building up again, go back out to the back doorstep, and breathe once more. That's important. Breathing is really important. Oh, I should also say g'day. G'day to my Australian viewers. Jesse. Yeah, you. Yeah, you, the one that's smiling. Yeah. I'll send my autograph shortly. Stop smiling. Stop it. Is that not right?
Yes.
Thank you. So, oh, there's me saying so again. I think I'm just going to accept the fact that I say so a lot. Just, you know, just fast forward every time you see my lips forming that word. Fast forward, because it begins to get irritating, annoying even to me. Mark's Gospel, chapter 1. Oh, I think before I begin, I read 2 verses yesterday that I think I had covered the day before, but that was deliberate. Watch this. Welcome back. Welcome back. I went and got one of my custard creams, but just the half. That's me down to 1 complete custard cream and a half of a custard cream. Rations. But I liked it. Such a temptation not to have the other half, but I fought it. Yeah, I'm okay. No, honestly, I am. I'm okay. But if you've got any custard creams out there that you want to drop them on my step, feel free to do so. I'm not looking for bribes or anything like that. I would imagine that the Church of Scotland would look askance at the fact that one of their ministers is pleading for custard creams. I'm not. Custard creams. I like them. Kit Kats. I like Kit Kats. Kit Kats are a luxury. Chocolate. Chocolate's rationed. You need a book to take into Tesco's before you get chocolate. I have no idea what I'm doing. Chapter 1, verse 35. I'm just going to read the whole thing. 35, chapter 1, 35 to 39. So I'm going to read it. The title that I've got in my Bible is Jesus Preaches in Galilee. So we'll see how we get on. You still there? You switched off? Oh, good, good. You get any custard creams? Verse 35, chapter 1. Oh, you would know that. Very early the next morning, long before daylight, Jesus got up and left the house. He went out of the town to a lonely place where he prayed. But Simon and his companions went out searching for him. And when they found him, they said, "Everyone is looking for you." But Jesus answered, "We must go on to the other villages round here. I have to preach in them also, because that is why I came." So he travelled all over Galilee, preaching in the synagogues and driving out demons. So, Jesus is in a house. The house he's in is Peter's house. He gets up early to leave Peter's house to get away from folks. If you imagine, as maybe you do, Jesus as a healer, do you picture him with his arms on other people, with his hands on other people, I should say, his arms stretched out, laying his hands on other people and saying some magical words and they are zapped? I don't have that picture, because healing for me takes on so many different forms. And that's one of the things I'm very conscious of. Again, a parallel from Mark's Gospel to what is actually happening today. And the different forms that healing takes for me could well be a cuddle. Giving someone a cuddle when they're feeling down. Or making them a cup of tea. Or going to Tesco's or Asda or Aldi's or Lidl's or wherever and buying them some groceries. Picking up the phone and asking, "So, how are you doing?" These are all healing acts. And I feel that people are healed when they are in the company of somebody else who understands them and gives them time and a listening ear. Oh my goodness, that oozes healing. And I think Jesus was attempting to understand the pain, the emotional, psychological, and at times physical pain that those people were in. And that can make such a difference. So I'm going to kind of emphasize that those of you that are listening, either from Australia, hi Jesse, yeah, stop smiling, to my neighbours across the road, all of you are healers. All of you. Every single one of you, because you have, I'm guessing, have done, performed, illustrated a kind act at some time in your life. And that can be equated with a healing act. So yes, we have Jesus, the healer that Mark is establishing. So he's healed the man in the synagogue. He's healed Peter's mother-in-law. He has healed people in the street. People from Capernaum had gone to Peter's house. We too are healers. So we don't need to stretch our arms out, lay hands on someone and say things like, "Begone, nasty creature." It's not like that. It's accepting somebody where they are at that time. That is a healing act. It's going that extra mile, and that extra mile could well be knocking on someone's door to making sure that they're okay, making them a cup of tea, giving them a cuddle, giving them time. Giving them time. Time is such a precious thing. And I think that's why Jesus went to a lonely place. Because I spend a lot of my time working with people, interacting with people, engaging with people. And that's just part of my persona. That's what I enjoy doing. But what I crave a lot is time on my own. I need to get away from everyone. So this is why I am very conscious that there are I've lost count. There are 4 adults in the manse at this moment. There would be 5 normally, but my daughter is in Glasgow. But there are 4 of us. And we're coping, we're getting on well. But we each of us need our own space. Because I don't normally see the other 3, you know. But now I'm seeing them all the time. So we need to kind of retreat from one another. And that's how I'm suggesting that if there's a wee bit of stress at home, count to 10, go out to the back doorstep and breathe in that air. So Jesus needed time out. I need time out. And I'm guessing so do you. We all need time out. And I'm very fortunate again. So I work for the tourist board in Cullen, or I think I do. Because I'm very fortunate. This side, where I'm pointing my finger, I'm in the countryside. Rural, fields, grass, green stuff, trees. That side, I've got a beach. And it's actually quite quiet at the moment going down the beach. But so I'm very fortunate. I can get away. And that side, pointing to you, I can really take off and get into the hills and the mountains. And down there, well, that's Australia. That would take me a while to get there, Jessie. You know, so Australia's down there. Jesus is getting a reputation of being a healer, of being someone who is there for people, deliberately going out of his way to be there for people. People are beginning to accept that he has this gift, this extraordinary gift, as so many of us have. I think we need to emphasize that. So many people have that gift. You know, you find someone, you know, in life, and you're really happy to be in their company. You know, you just feel relaxed, and you know, they get me. This person gets me. I don't need to be anybody. I can be me because they get me. That's a healer. But as I was saying earlier, we're all healers. So Jesus has been performing some specific healing acts on 2 individuals. The man in the synagogue, Peter's mother-in-law, and then it's a kind of a general healing. People from Capernaum go to Peter's house. Then he needs to get away. I think you need to get away to kind of recharge your batteries. And I think that's maybe another reason why people like to go to the church, you know, to suck their sweeties and sit on cushions. But they also go there to reconnect to something, whether that is God, whether that is a state of mind, whether it's just contemplating what is this all about? I don't know. Could be a whole number of things. But the church is a wonderful place. It can be a wonderful place to go to and just get back into that zone of finding yourself. So back to the gospel. Jesus takes himself away. We don't know how long he's gone, but he's found. You know, people want to see you, Jesus, says Peter. But Jesus is on a mission. He can't stay in the town. He says in the verse, we need to take my ministry to other places. It's as if time is precious. You know, he's in a hurry. He has to go. He's only got a short time to spread this message that he's got. So he can't afford to sit still or be still. He's got to be up and moving and going. And it's it's a comforting few verses, but it's quite sad. That's how I read it, you know. He's getting a reputation as a healer. People are engaged with this, but he needs to take himself away for a period of time. But he can't be away for a period of time because there is no place for him to hide. He's got to be on the move constantly. So maybe that's a lesson for us all to learn, that during this pandemic that we just need, well, we are taking time out, but it's not to be, that time out shouldn't be wasted, I don't think. I think it's maybe discovering ourselves. It's like learning a new language or writing a book. You know, we need to take time. We need to make an effort to rediscover ourselves, to re-engage with us as a person. I'm doing it, I know, but they were falling off. Is to re-engage with ourselves, who we are, what are we about, what is our contribution, not just to myself, but to the community. So I'm going to stop there, but before I do so, I'm also very conscious that there are people who are frontline workers tuning in to these broadcasts. I know because I know. And I just want to say that the work that you do is greatly appreciated, as I hope you're taking on board, but it's greatly appreciated by myself and the church community. You do a fantastic job. You're putting yourself out there. I know that so many of you are just physically and emotionally exhausted. So we are thinking of you. You're in our prayers. And I think that 8 p.m. slot at night where we show our appreciation by standing on our doorsteps and just clapping, I hope you can take that on board. And the other thing I want to say, especially when we're on the theme of Jesus the Healer, I'm also aware that there are people, not just from the congregations that I kind of involved in, but people out with the church who are struggling in some way, through illness, through loneliness, through apprehension as to what this pandemic means to them, because you're cut off from families. So again, I hope you're finding some comfort, some engagement with these talks, but also a way of finding time for yourself and to be reminded that you're not on your own. I think that's an important message to get across. You are not on your own. So I'm going to stop, and I will be back tomorrow. Mark's Gospel, chapter 1. Take care.